Hello, and welcome to Kung Fu Cabinet Episode 11. I'm your host, Kung Fu. In this episode, we will review Flash Future Kung Fu, aka Health Warning, or Mr. Digital, directed by Kirk Wong, and starring Johnny Wang Lung Wei, Eddie Ko Hung, Ray Louis Lung Wei, with fight instructors Kirk Wong and Chan Xiaohua, who also plays a Nazi fighter, and a Kung Fu Cabinet high kick acknowledgement to Elvis Swee Cam Kong, because his name is cool, and especially because of his fight scene as the tall, bald-head, barely clothed, oiled-down Nazi TIE fighter, and Lee Kuan Yeung, because he only has 2 scenes as the Nazi boss. One no-line, can't be more than 2 minutes scene at the beginning, and the far-out fight scene at the end. Okay, Kung Fu fans, let's talk some serious Kung Fu business. Sometimes a Kung Fu fan needs to take a bow and walk away to fight another day. Sometimes the Kung Fu movie is just so bad or just so boring and weak that you have to just shrug the shoulders and say, well, it's a Kung Fu movie and that's that. So, here comes Flash Future Kung Fu, 1983's peek into the future of a Kung Fu world gone bad. Put on your best new wave cyberpunk rock face and your Devo glasses, cause this work of mind-tripping, surreally far-out wannabe, gag me with a Zappa spoon of a futuristic hellhole of a world, low-budget, low-tech movie goes like this. Oh yeah, and tell Jenny her 8675309 number? Well, it rings Blackjack Pizza, and that's not cool. It's an apocalyptic, technologically advanced, socially crippled future, and in this town, there's only a few martial arts schools and one giant wannabe Nazi kung fu gang named the X-Gang. Ooh. Anyway, the X-Gang hatches a plan to rule the world. Ha 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 ha! They're going to create an army of mind-controlled superhuman zombies, but first, they must destroy the local good guy martial arts school for some unknown reason. This gets our heroes, Killer, played by Johnny Wang Lung Wei, his buddy Guy, played by Ray Louis Lung Wei, and their master, played by Eddie Ko Hung, dangerously involved with 2 of the X-Gang's female Nazi pigs who seem to be having second thoughts about their all-powerful leader, who remains unnamed throughout the movie. True to any good Kung Fu movie, the good guys go up against the evil master and his army to save an innocent victim and the world. Kung Fu, yeah. Anyway, the good guys gather their wits and Kung Fu skills for some revenge and sweet justice. And how do we like revenge and justice served in the Kung Fu Cabinet? Kung Fu style. Let's check it out.
Tell me, who are you fighting today?
I'm not sure. Hey, what's that thing? Killer, check this. It's no Batmobile.
can experiment. Are you willing?
Disciples of X-Gang, listen to my wisdom. The power of the body is superior to the mind. Brute force is precious and the individual is subordinate to the masses. These principles we hold to be true, and so we're about to take our first glorious step into the future, towards the eternal utopia. Tonight, the daughter of a disciple will undergo an operation that will completely transform her brain and erase her personality, which we will then replace with an unswerving desire to serve the masses.
Okay, so it's not our favorite kind of kung fu movie, and it's set in the future, but it sure ain't bad, boring, or weak. This movie has it all, 80s style that is, new wave music, video games, cyberpunk, goth, neuromantic gobbledygook, and don't forget the kung fu fights, crazy bizarre lighting effects, fuzzy TV screens, far out characters and props, even old typewriters. Everything you need to make a movie in the 80s appear futuristic, or as futuristic as you can get with a small budget. But killer camera work, a real art for making a vision come to light, and not to mention some kung fu spirit, make this low-budget cellulose acetate a flying shuriken. All that aside, we've got a movie that is far-out futuristic sci-fi kung fu fun, which I like to call Kung Fun. Flash Future Kung Fu was nominated for 6 awards at the 1984 Third Annual Hong Kong Film Awards and was director Kirk Wong's first and last exploration into the depths of the 1980s subculture and its dark vision of a possible future that's run amok due to the silicon chip, synth rock, and void personas. On a brighter note, Flash Future Kung Fu has time for 2 love interests who are also Kung Fu Cabinet's favorite kind of character, and these 2 really are the slutty, 2-timing, can't trust them as far as you could throw them, Kung Fu movie villain woman. Kung Fu, yeah. Kirk Wong did go on to many other movies and successes, like the big hit starring Mark Wahlberg, Crime Story, and Rock and Roll Cop. Catch Johnny Wang Lung Wei in kung fu faves like Five Shaolin Masters, Crippled Avengers, one of my personal kung fu favorites, The Five Venoms, and Dirty Ho. Watch Eddie Ko Hung, The Invincible Iron Palm, Fists of Dragon, The Thundering Mantis, and Lethal Weapon 4. And see Ray Luing Lung Wei in Heaven's Sword and Dragon Saber, The Flying Fox of Snowy Mountain, and Transformers Age of Extinction. There are a few different versions of Flash Future Kung Fu out there. Some are better than others, but all are pretty much below par. Another Kung Fu classic disrespected by the bigwigs and suits. So do your homework when looking for this DVD. This movie reminds me of Mel Gibson, Road Warrior, meets Kurt Russell, Escape from New York. Kung Fu, yeah. This Kung Fu classic runs 77 or 85 minutes, depending on the version of the movie, and I consider it a Kung Fu movie for the intermediate Kung Fu movie fan. On Kung Fu's scale of Kung Fu, I give it a 5. A 1 is not even a Fu, and a 10 is a Kung Fu Pow. That's it for this episode of Kung Fu Cabinet. Keep an eye out for more episodes, and we'll see you in the Kung Fu Cabinet. Thank you.